Good morning everyone, welcome to a trade explanation video. This video will be covering my YFI short as well as my Bitcoin long. Both of these were posted in the Haven as official trades, so if you are a part of the Haven, go to my official trade section and you'll see these trades. If you haven't seen these videos before, this is absolutely not a way for me to give you hindsight analysis or brag about my winnings or anything stupid like that. This is 100% strictly educational material, and I want you guys to get some educational value out of this. If you enjoy the video, please be sure to leave it a like. Let's start off with the YFI short. I'm using the replay function on TradingView here so you can just go back in time and get in the mind of me a couple hours ago. So what first got me interested in the YFI short is I noticed that YFI was severely underperforming Bitcoin. Now, I'm not saying that every alt or major altcoin should be following Bitcoin's price movements one-to-one, but I noticed that YFI, when Bitcoin was bouncing, YFI was either selling off, not bouncing at all, or bouncing but severely underperforming the bounce compared to Bitcoin. Also, if you see this H4 block right here, this is, when I open the chart, what really got me interested in a trade and noticed a trade opportunity. So this block is important because we have a sell-off, consolidation, and an attempt at a bounce. Okay, so buyers will be here. Lots of buyers will be here because they stopped the sell-off essentially, right? So we have this block here. If we extend this to the right, we can see that it was acting as support and resistance. What's important about this initial sell-off here is this area was acting as resistance on the way up to the breakout, flipped into support, sold off, flipped into resistance, broke above, broke down. But now on the way down, we are trying to enter on a retest of that resistance, similar to this area right here. So as we can see, we're flipping that into resistance. So here's my opportunity to potentially enter into a short position. So I actually didn't enter until, let's see, right here, around here. I believe it was during this H4 candle. And now, as things were developing, I was noticing a rounded top as well on the H4. I used to trade that pattern very, very often on Ethereum, and I think it was 2018. I'm not sure, it's been a while. But that was a pattern I traded very often on Ethereum. And as you can see, adding to all the confluence I just spoke about with this block here, I like this trade setup. The stop loss will be placed above the highs here because there's absolutely no reason we should be revisiting this block if we are truly bearish. So I entered around here. The entry was like 13,300s, maybe somewhere in there, low 300s, I believe. And the first take profit. See, now the take profits on this trade were actually slightly difficult for a few different reasons, and the main reason was there's not too much price history on YFI at all, as you can see. So I had to break it down to the hourly and the H4 to really get an understanding of what was going on before the breakout. So my first take profit is based on this swing low right here, and all I did was map out this swing low, extend it left, and obviously extend it right, but nothing has happened there after the initial breakout. But I like this swing low because we swept the lows and then made the all-time high. Okay, so this is a very significant sweep of the lows here. So this is going to be my first take profit, which was 11,770s. Second take profit got a little bit more difficult because I can't extend this left, so I can't see what actually happened. You know, if anything happened months ago at this area, but nothing did because it's a new coin. But anyway, so I like this area though because it was the initial breakout point for the second leg of this move, right? Oops. So we broke out, right, consolidated, and went for the second leg. Okay, so I like this breakout point here. And the third take profit is just at the bottom of this consolidation period before the breakout. So that's how I got all of my take profits. As you can see, the trade is now going well. We have hit take profit 1, which is nice to see. YFI is severely underperforming Bitcoin, And if we break this down to the H1, we can see that the H1 is now flipping take profit 1 into resistance. And that's significant, right? Because take profit 1 is our initial breakout point that led us to the all-time high and the third leg, I believe, of the move. So overall, good trade so far. We'll see what happens if take profit 2 and take profit 3 hit, but that is overall why I entered and why my take profits are where they are. Next, let's go to the Bitcoin chart, which I believe is that one. Okay. So the initial long that I was trying to get into was right in the 12,930s area, which I'm almost positive I spoke about during a market review video, one of my recent ones. So all I was doing was looking to enter on this support and resistance flip because it's a range, low time frame range support and resistance flip, right? You can see all the volume that goes on there. And if you guys also remember, I think I posted this in my chart section in the Haven, but my argument for this week was on Monday, we set the low of the week. So here was the low of the week right here. So I am going to base my trades around that. So I believe my entry was like in the 30s, something like this, with a stop loss at the low of the week and a take profit 1 at the range high. I'm almost positive it was something like this. I don't want to waste time and look over to my other screen here and just have to scroll through the channels and stuff, but essentially something like this, maybe a bit higher, maybe a bit lower, but this is the general idea. Okay. Also, we have confluent diagonal support in that area. So there's a few things going for us here. If we do see a sell-off, we would not want to see any hourlies close below this diagonal support. First of all, we want to see it flip into support, right? Because it was originated here, lower high, but eventually this was a breakout point, right? So on the retest, this should be support. So that, coupled with the fact that my argument also says that we put our low of the week in here, a long opportunity is still valid on this support and resistance flip. So let's see what happened here. So eventually, I mean, as you guys know from the other morning scan video, I was trying to long like back here after like this candle or something. Obviously, it never happened, and we created another local high. But the trade itself was still valid, and the bids were never canceled. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Obviously, we go for a sell-off, as you guys know. So right here, my long was filled. Okay. Now notice we're on the hourly 1 hour time frame, which I guess you can't see, sorry about that, but we are on the 1 hour time frame. We are not seeing yet any hourlies close below that diagonal. And what's also significant about this is we wicked pretty hard, did not break the low of the week, did not break the equilibrium, and we are now back above diagonal support. So now my long is triggered and we are filled. Actually, I think my take profit was 255. Okay, because I remember I didn't get filled on this bounce right here on my take profit. So now another immediate sell-off, strong rejection from the range high, kind of scary, but again, all of the confluent support that I spoke about already. We are holding that diagonal and everything else, so nothing really to worry about. Same idea, wicking into that diagonal. And then eventually we hit take profit 1 right here, I believe. No, I think we missed it. Doesn't matter. Eventually take profit 1 hits, just hit right there. So now what happened is we were kind of making this formation, and I was about to go to sleep. So due to the election next week and the absurd amount of volatility that we've seen this week, I decided to close this position here, just because there is still a very, very valid argument to see a move down to the range low. Now, look at all of this built up liquidity down here that we have not retested or swept. So that's still a valid argument. And because of the volatility and all of that stuff, I decided to close it there. I think it was like 220s or something like that. But yeah, as we can see that we're still pumping, which is fine. I'm not too worried about it. I wanted to keep my trades to day trades and stuff like that. But my second take profit was actually in here. And that's because of this consolidation before breakout, this breakout point right here. Okay, so my second take profit was in red. I don't think I went over my first take profit, but my first take profit was just above the range high. That's just a normal range trade. There's nothing really too significant about that one. Stop loss again was below the low of the week. And my take profit 3 was, I believe, right here, somewhere around here, and that's just a high time frame resistance. So I hope you guys found some value from this video. If you did, please let me know. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.